everyone. It's me, Sharon Rogers, your friendly Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine, wishing you all a wonderful Friday. The weather has turned out pretty nice, although I think there might be another storm rolling in. We had a pretty good one this afternoon, and then it cleared up and was beautiful, and now it's looking a little dark, and that might be the way it is for the rest of the night. So I'm just going to wait for everybody to pop on here a little bit, and welcome Anne and Mary Ellen and Gail. Nice to have you tonight. So I finally got my Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper. I'm so excited. And I just made a really simple card with it. I made another one that's, I don't know, it's around here somewhere. Maybe I can find it. Oh yeah. Here it is. There's a sympathy card that I made. This is really just beautiful paper, and it's easy to make a lovely card with almost no effort. Hello, Vivian. Nice to have you joining us too. So what's wonderful about this paper is that it can really stand alone. So you can make some beautiful cards very quickly. You know how sometimes those occasions sneak up on you. This kind of occasion certainly sneaks up on you. But, you know, sometimes a thanks, an opportunity to give thanks, enough for a card is, that kind of sneaks up on you too. And well, let's face it, birthdays sneak up on us. We have good intentions of making a card, you know, a month, a week in advance, whatever. And then all of a sudden, oh, I need to get that in the mail today. Does that ever happen to you guys? It happens to me more than I care to admit. So fortunately, I have several cards. Because I do these Friday Night Lives, I often have something in the background. But I do like to, you know, make it specifically with a person in mind if I can. But sometimes not as easy to do. So let's just take a look at this paper. For those of you who have not seen it in person yet, it has got to be one of my favorite papers of all time. I've used a little bit of it, not much. So I've used these two ones. So let me show you the patterns that we have here. This is absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorites. You know, you put a bit of that on the card, or that's the whole card front. You put a greeting in black cardstock, you know, maybe white or gold embossing on top. Beautiful. So there's that. And on the reverse side of that is this fun alcohol wash look. And if you cut that right down the middle there, you've got some nice ends on both. Would make a great scrapbook page as well. Just really beautiful colors in here. And let's see, what kind of colors are they? Let me look at the back here. So it would be the colors that would go with this would be Evening Evergreen and Just Jade, Mint Macaron, Pear Pizzazz, Shaded Spruce. So just about any of the greens, because I'm guessing that the Old Olive would go as well, since Pear Pizzazz does. It's got so many of the greens in it, just like nature. It has a ton of greens in it, and they all kind of go. So that really is really pretty paper. And I'm not sure if the light is picking up the gold pieces in here, but really stunning. And so then there's this one, and so here's another floral piece. No gold on this side, just gold on this side. This is the one that I'm using tonight for to make the card that I had shown you that I was doing. If you cut this right down the middle here, you can get 6 cards out of this one sheet of paper without much effort. Cut it right down here. Or maybe you cut off a little bit so it's going to measure 5 1/4, so you'll have a 3/4 inch strip to deal with on each side. Then you've got this nice little whitish area that you can stamp in. Stamp the greeting right on there. You don't even need an extra layer. And the back side of that is another similar piece. It's pinks and oranges with a watercolory look to it. So you can see it's got like these droplets on it. Again, this pretty green with gold foil in there. Pretty green, almost a watery look. A little greenish for the water, but you know, depending on where you're swimming, it might look a little green. Then there's this pale papaya one. That's a pretty summery look right there with the gold foil. And on the back side, we've got just a bunch of different greens, warmer tone greens. We've got these gold stripes on one side, and on the other side, an orange. Again, it's got that watered look to it, like it's had a lot of droplets dropped on it. So really pretty paper. This is one of the papers where you really can't go wrong with what side you use, and if you can mix and match. So for instance, if you folded, you know, an edge over, that goes, you know, it coordinates. So it's really pretty. So let's get started. I've already said so probably 20 times, so I'm counting. I'm trying not to. It's a habit that's so hard to break. That one was intentional. That one was okay. It's the pause that's, I don't want to use the word. I already cut this one in half. So you can see I've used this 1 4-inch strip down here. It was 4 and 5 and something. I actually cut it in half, and then I cut this amount. It's a 3/4 inch piece off the other end. So if I were to do that here, I would cut either a 3/4 inch wide piece off here or off this end. Don't throw this away. This makes a lovely little piece to go inside a card to decorate the inside, because you want to decorate the inside, or even on the envelope. I'm going to take this piece that I have left over and my card front. I'm going to be working with a base of basic black, because that certainly makes the colors pop. I love pink and white and black together, and the addition of that gold is just really nice to me. I'm going to cut it 4 inches wide, and because it's 12 by 12 paper, I can get 3 of these. I used one. Here's the one I'm going to use now, and here's another one that I could have used. All I really need to do is add a sentiment here, maybe a couple of, you know, rhinestones, ribbons, something like that. I'm good to go. Biggest decision, do I orient it this way? Do I orient it this way? I think I'm going to do it this way, because I have a nice little space to stamp something right there. The beauty of this is you can use any stamp set that you want. So the paper was designed to go with, to complement the artistically inked stamp set and dies, but this paper really does all the work for you. You don't need anything. I could use the happy birthday, the best wishes, the hello, the thanks. You can see on my sentiment card, the sentiment on this card, it was from Biggest Wishes. It wasn't even from this set. You don't need this set. I happen to have it out for another reason, so we'll go ahead and use it. But you could have used anything. I'm going to mount my thanks on here, and you know what? I need a larger block than that. So let's go off to the side here where you can't see what's happening. I'm going to get my block out. By the way, thank you to those of you who were able to stop by my open house on Saturday. It was great seeing some of you. I know, Gail, you were there. I'm going to take my Memento black ink, ink it up really good on that, thanks. Stamp it right here. Ah, I caught an edge. I hate it when that happens. So, what to do, what to do? Now it's time for creative opportunities, isn't it? Well, let's see here. I can't, it's not in a place where I can really use the ribbon. I might be able to cover some of it up with some matte black dots, but I can't cover all of it up. There's too much there. So what to do? I would probably actually, in this case, because it's such a big spot. Well, let me show, I mean, you can see what I was going to do with it, right? It's just basically the sentiment. In this case, because I was over to the left, that was where the blank space, straight space was that I was stamping. I could add 3 black dots to, you know, for the ellipsis. But I can't really do that here. So in that case, that calls for another piece of cardstock. Yep, it's true. I went away because I wasn't paying attention to my phone. My phone, which I usually have plugged in, was not plugged in. And my battery was low to begin with, and therefore I went away. It wasn't because I lost power because of the storm. It was because I was a knucklehead. So this is where we left off. We left off with, I had just embossed my happy birthday, and I was deciding whether or not I wanted to center this or if I wanted to have it over to a side a little bit. I think, I still don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pretend like I haven't made a decision, because I haven't actually, so I guess I'm not pretending. If I do that, and I mount this, I need to do something with ribbon. I'll put that on here. That would look all right. But I think actually I want to cheat over here a little bit. I'm going to put this a little more towards the edge. And trim. Thanks for coming back, Mary Ellen. Sorry about that. My phone lost its will to live on low battery. But it's plugged in now. I just trimmed my happy birthday layer so it can go right up to the edge here. And now I'm gonna just put a little flag on the end here. Of course, it'll look much better if we pop it up. I'm going to use the edge of my dimensionals here to do that. I don't want anything to go to waste. So I caught an edge, and rather than waste this piece of paper, I figured out something else to do. I'll do that. With my ribbon, I have some options. I could, let's see, I think I can feed this through here. Let's go ahead and attach. I don't want to attach it yet because I want to put the ribbon around this layer, not around the whole card. I could do something in the center like that. No, that looks yucky. We're just going to do it around the edge here, in which case I am going to do it around the whole card. We'll add adhesive here. I just love black, white, pink, and gold. So elegant. This is a nice birthday card, but boy, wouldn't this make a really nice wedding card as well? I've got this polished pink, because polished pink is one of the colors in there. And this is the open weave ribbon. These are the in color ribbons. Well, look what else goes nicely with this. The fresh freesia actually goes with this as well. I am going to stick with the polished pink though. Wrap it around. I don't like to cut this off the spool at first. I try not to waste my ribbon, which is probably why I have a ton of ribbon around here, but it gets a little tricky when you go to tie it. You just have to kind of just forget about this piece. Bows are often tricky too on cards, getting them to lay right. I'm not the best bow tire. I know from years of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that I am not alone in that. There are a lot of people who can't stand tying bows. There are bow making, tricks. There are, you can use a fork, you can use a hair pick. I think I did a tutorial on that a ways back, a video tutorial. You can use something like this. Remember these from the 80s? Yeah, I still have mine. My hair does not need it, however. I trim that edge. This edge looks like it's been trimmed already, but I'll trim it a little bit more. So there's the front of my card. And I can play with where the bow goes, if it goes up. I like it right there because it fills that white space. Might even, bring it over just a tad like that. What else do we need on here? Do we need a little bit more bling? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think I want to put the in color jewels on there. I don't think I want to put these jewels, the rhinestones, on there. Let me see if I've got some gold sequins in my stash. I have lots of stuff. Are gold sequins one of them? Ooh, the pearls might look nice too. I don't think I have any gold sequins. Oop, 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 oop. Nope, I don't. Those are yellow. I don't have any gold sequins, but I do have some of these iridescent ones that are left over from a paper pumpkin. I think I'm going to use those just because they have a bit of the pink twinkle in them. That'll be great. So that's kind of my thought process a lot of times. I just play around, see what I've got. Let's see, where are we going to put these? Maybe here. Maybe down here. Oop, they're jumping away from me. I like to usually put them in a triangular kind of pattern. There we go. Saves me a couple for later. It's a problem though, because only two. I like to use odd numbers. We'll have to figure out something with that. But there's my card. Not quite done though, because, ooh, I can't use that like that. That's just not gonna work. Hear that big crash? That was my key tool falling on the floor. But it's unplugged. It's okay. Nobody got hurt. I have a piece of white already cut the right dimension. Often when I'm making a card, I will cut a couple extras. If I'm needing an inside, I'll cut the rest so that I have them ready to pull out. Remember this scrap from before that I said I'd cut off the edge? That'll look right nice right down there. Let's go ahead and cut that at the 4 inches to match here. And we'll just go ahead. I think I like the stronger color on the opposite side. Let's leave a little bit of a white border down at the bottom. We could stamp another greeting in here. I am low on current greetings, inside greetings. I'm going to use my Retired Happy Thoughts. That one works nicely. I love this set. I was so sad to see it go after not much time. I'm going to pull out my polished pink pad. That goes with my colors that I'm using. Just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. Straight down, straight up, no mess, no fuss. So there is that. Now I actually was going to make another card tonight, which, let me see the time, it's 8 o'clock. I'll take a couple minutes just to do that really quickly anyway, using perhaps one of the greens from this paper, one of the greens that I'd already used. Let's go ahead, and so it's this package, or this piece right here, and let's just play around for a second. It's a very dark background right there. I think I will use a Just Jade piece of cardstock. And I didn't have this out because I wasn't sure if I was going to do the whole thing or not. But turns out I am. Here's a piece of Just Jade that I'd already scored. And I can put this on here like that. I have no idea how this is going to come out. But I told you at the top that this paper makes really quick and easy cards, right? One of the things I did do ahead of time was use the artistic dies that kind of go with this artistically inked set and the Expressions in Ink paper. This makes a really great overlay. That's the overlay that you see right here. I cut that out of gold foil, the brushed gold foil that's coming out in the new mini catalog that I hope you've all seen. This is a piece of that paper. You can see that I cut it off near here. So it's just a very small piece, a piece of the the Evening Elegance weaved ribbon, and then a sentiment on the top. I used this one. This is a really nice standalone piece too, but what I wanted to show you here was this is a little bit of a pain if you put the adhesive sheets on the back, because it is hard to figure out how to glue this down. There aren't a whole lot of spots, big spots to add some glue. What you can do is put the adhesive sheets on there, and you're going to see a lot of these pieces, they came up off. So here's where I cut it out from, and you can see some of the pieces stayed, those inside pieces that I didn't want, they stayed on the sticky, and some of them stayed in here. And it's kind of a pain to poke out with the pokey tool. Might take your pick tool, that's what I call it though. But what I did find was if I just put my fingers in the back here, I know I'm removing a little bit of the stickiness when I do that, but I'm really only doing it once. And see how it just kind of sticks to my fingers? Now I'm going to be honest, it sticks to my fingers. I'm going to try to set that down. And it is a bit of a pain trying to get these things off, because I'm getting them off by using my other hand. Now they're stuck to my other hand. It's kind of a messy process, but the accent is so pretty. I think it's probably worth it. So let me get this accent back out, and we could put this around here. This is now stuck down. Because we use the adhesive sheet, I don't have to mess with any of the other adhesive. It's stuck there. We need something over the top. Let's go ahead and grab Evening Evergreen. Now, Evening Evergreen is one of our new in colors. And let's see if I have a little bit of a scrap of it somewhere, because I don't need a big scrap. I just need something that's going to go over the top of this. That's pretty dark though. Yeah, I think that's too dark. I'm gonna scrap that idea. So this is one of the nights where, you know, you just see the mind of somebody else who's creating cards. You don't have to do it just the way, you know, you don't have to have things planned out in your head before you do it. Sometimes it's just nice to play and just go with whatever it takes, wherever it takes you. I have this piece right here. I would probably normally die cut something. Let's see if I can use a punch. That's faster than die cutting. And I stick this over here and I just have a greeting on there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the hello from the Artistically Inked set. Trying to get underneath it so I keep the sticker on it. See, those little gold things are everywhere. Such a pain. I think we need to emboss again because we need to brighten something up here. Now we can, instead of embossing in white, we can emboss in gold. I'm going to get my gold powder out instead. Stamp hello right there in the center. Get my embossing powder out. Pour it on there. Now, did you know that embossing powder does go bad? Well, that's really not quite right. It doesn't spoil as in you can't use it, it won't stick when you melt it, etc. It will just not be as gold. It won't be as bright gold. It tarnishes. I think this bottle of gold is actually fairly old, so it's probably not going to be a bright gold when I heat it. But I learned that many, many years ago. But even the tarnished gold is nice. Burning my fingers. So, turn it around. There we go. Trying to keep my fingers out of the burn zone. Here we have a little hello. I think we need dimensionals. Dimensionals always make it nicer. So there's the last little bit of that extra edge work of dimensionals. I think I've got a little bit more here. Just cut that little edge off and put it over here. And so we just have a very simple little, ooh, that's upside down for you. A very simple hello card. I'll try to keep in camera. There you go. So there we have it. 2 cards, neither of which I plan to have finished looking the way they do right now, nor did I expect to have to do 2 lives in order to finish tonight, but there we go. So there are 2 lives. I'll probably share these on, I'll edit them in iMovie, so it'll be one movie, one video to watch in the future if you want to go back. But there are 2 cards. I hope by now that you've received your mini catalogs and your celebration catalog. What fun we're about to have in August and September. And before we go, I just want to give you something to think about, and you can guess it. I'll take guesses on my website. I'll probably even post the question. Sunday, I think it's Sunday, is the 25th, July 25th. What is special about July 25th? Because I'm going to make an announcement on Sunday. I'm going to post something on Sunday. So see if you can figure it out, and I'll happily entertain some guesses. Love to hear what you think might be special about July 25th. Have a good Friday night, everybody. I will see you next week.